Nerdcore could rise up. It could get elevated. Nerdcore could rise up. It could get elevated. Nerdcore used to be just a made up word.
Can't read my no. Kasich can't read my Nerkie face. Can't read my no, Kasich can't read my Nerkie face. No, Nerkie face. No, Nerkie face.
Oh. Okay, you're already getting better with these. I'll give you that.
Thank you.
You think about these all day at work, don't you?
No, actually, well, some of them yes, and then some of them I come up with. Because I'm like, oh shit, I forgot to come up with a Nerkie song for this one.
You just have like a random playlist of shuffling all pop music until something pops in.
Pretty much.
That works.
Yeah, pretty much. What are you gonna do?
I'll allow it.
And I appreciate you.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to Every Man's Guide to Nerddom, where we are two 30 to 40-something-year-olds who talk about pretty much whatever we want. I'm Chris.
And I'm Kyle, and you guys might know us from online on the Twitches as GuyverUNT01. That's Chris over there on that side of me, over that way. And Kasig, that's K_SIG, both on Twitch. That's me. And we're streaming when we can right now. Summer, kids are out of school, life's happening, but you can catch us almost guaranteed, like I'm going to say a 93% guarantee on Saturday nights.
Yep.
When we do Spooky Saturday with the community. And if you guys are into that, join the Discord. We'll find you a group. Oh,
yeah. And we're also, planning on keeping these episodes regular. We're going to find time.
Yeah.
Even, they may come, some of you might be really thrilled to hear, it may be like a 30-minute episode of just Kyle and I talking about what's going on, but we're going to get something out to you guys.
Yeah. Probably do some little short, like nerd week update things just of what's going on in the world of nerddom.
Just to keep you all interested in listening.
Mm-hmm.
And again, thank you to our listeners to Ireland. Did you see the picture I sent you last night?
Yeah. Wait, which one?
The one where we've expanded into like a couple more places in Ireland.
Oh, that picture. I thought you were talking about the other one that we...
No, we're like at a solid now. It's like they're two friends, the two people listen told, it seems like two other people.
Oh. Irish people love us.
I love us.
I love us too. I love Irish people.
I love Irish people.
I know one Irish person. That's it.
I know a couple.
I don't think my Irish friend listens. We'll make her listen. We got rookie numbers. We got to pump up those numbers.
Yeah, we actually do. I'm actually thinking about taking, just to advertise a little more, get us...
You can take it out and add in Gaelic?
Gaelic Weekly.
Mm-hmm.
Or
I
like
meant in the language.
Ad.
That's very presumptuous of you that there's a Gaelic Weekly.
I bet there is.
There might be. Let me look.
He's going to type it like Garlic Weekly.
I know how to spell Gaelic.
It's going to come up garlic because he's hungry.
It's a Facebook group. Gaelic Weekly. Oh, it's a sports
I told
league.
You there was something.
A live broadcasting roundup and previewing of all our inter-county Gaelic football with regular hosts and occasional guests. Wait, is this even Irish? Oh, yeah, it is. It is.
Okay, good.
Yeah, looks like there's some soccer, maybe some rugby stuff.
Anyways, we appreciate you in Ireland and France, and we're actually expanding. At least some people have tried out the podcast in a lot of different states now, so thank you.
Thank you, guys. All the new people popping in.
And thank you for all the old people, too, for sticking with us.
Yeah, you know who you are.
If you all could help us advertise and get some friends to listen, we'd appreciate that, too.
Tell two
We're not
friends,
begging, but we'd appreciate it.
I'm begging.
Okay, I'll beg, too.
Please.
We're not above begging, please.
I ain't too proud to beg.
You heard my song at first. I am Lady Nerk. Please listen to us. And Kyle takes off his headset and he's walking off. I've done it.
Never. I don't know how to quit you.
I can't quit you. I can't quit you.
So we got some, like, I guess before getting to the episode, we got some stuff in the pipeline too that will be
Let's
fun.
talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about that real quick. So we got, I think we talked about it maybe a little bit last episode. We got a couple of fellow streamers that have other interests that will be popping in sometime, hopefully in the next month or so, once we kind of get out of our double show run here. And so we're going to talk about that some, about their transition from music to streaming and their interests. We have
which is really cool.
And those guys are going to be fun. That's going to be so much fun.
They're high energy streamers. One is more high energy than the other, from what I can tell. I'm just watching their streams.
But they're both way above my energy level.
Yeah.
I'm old and tired.
We're old, tired, and 2 kids.
Yeah.
Not together. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with that. Just we're not together.
No, we don't share children. I might leave mine with you this weekend. Just have them.
Actually, yeah, we are this weekend, aren't we?
Yep. It's visitation weekend.
It is.
So yeah, we're gonna have those guys maybe over 2 episodes. Then we're gonna have a very talented writer and poet on once we get a date scheduled. Also
which
a fellow,
is really cool. What kind of nerddom would that be? Writing nerd? A writing nerd, a poet nerd?
Lit nerd. I'm a lit nerd.
Lit nerd. I like that one.
Yeah.
Go copyright that.
I'm on it.
What else we got?
Hold on, I'm filing my patent.
And it's filed.
Okay.
That was quick.
Yeah. It's fast.
They really like you in the government.
Apparently.
Apparently.
And then you've got one that you're working on.
Very talented drag queen. She is a streamer also. She was on a season of a certain show on Netflix. Called Dragula, and she does like anime and horror drag, and like one of the ones she did was amazing. It looked like 8-bit makeup. And you maybe, some people may be going, drag's not nerds. Why
not?
It's talent. It's artistic. Like the amount of talent that they have is astounding. Like doing their own makeup, their costumes, everything, like dancing, singing, jokes, whatever it is that their specific genre is.
Yeah.
It's super nerdy to me. So I think it's great. And she's super nice too.
Well, and the style that she does ties in heavily to
great.
Our generic nerdum things of anime and 8-bit video games and streaming and all this stuff. It just all comes into one nice little tight bundle.
And she streams mostly like Nintendo games like Pokemon, Metroid. She's going through all the different Metroids right now.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah, and it's really cool because I'm like, I remember this one. And she'll talk about it, and like, while she's playing, sometimes she does it in drag, sometimes she doesn't. And she also has streams where she shows how she makes her makeup.
Cool.
So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that one. Then I had another idea we've got, we always talk about it. We got this big list of ideas we want to do. But then I had another idea for another streamer who we interact with regularly. And then what was the other one I had? I texted you the other day.
We've had so many here lately. We've had the tattoo episodes.
Oh yeah, because Harry's crying that he wants to be on here.
We'll get Harry on.
Yeah, we will. And he's not really crying as much as laying into us that we haven't asked him yet.
We'll get through. We'll have our general Star Wars episode.
Yep.
With our in-house Wikipedia coda.
Yep.
And that'll probably be a multi-parter.
And B-Rob, I think, wanted to be in that.
Have B-Rob. We'll have.
I think Justin too.
So we got a lot of stuff in the pipe, but today, currently, Loki, episode 4. This was a good one.
It was a good one, entitled "The Nexus Event."
Bum,
So,
bum, bum.
why do you think it was called the Nexus Event?
It's catchy.
And
I just wanted to see you marinate on that for a second. Like,
well,
God
I
dang.
did. I thought about that. I'm like, wait, what? What is? Yeah.
You were expecting some long-winded, witty
Yes, of
answer
course.
and threw you off.
It completely. Congratulations.
Got to keep you on your toes.
You did it, sir.
I think,
Yeah, or something.
or something.
Um,
Whoa. That was that
I
in
about said
stereo.
whoa too. Can you all tell? Kyle and I are in sync.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well.
Kinda.
Where were we? Oh, why
the
is it
wind
called
blowing?
well, why do you think it's called the Nexus event? Well, I mean, that's
Yeah.
how the last episode ended.
Right.
And then, they're going to look into what caused that a little bit more. It just, there's so many. Okay, we just got to get into it because there's so many
Okay.
cool things that happened in
There
this.
is. Okay, so we start. And we are on what planet was this called again?
Mm,
Well, no. Okay, this is different.
Well, this is
different.
Asgard.
This is Asgard. We see Asgard.
Oh, quick preface because we didn't do this.
Yeah.
If you guys, if this is the first time you're listening to us go through an episode of anything like this, anytime we do any TV shows, movies, whatever, we take things, we try to go through them scene by scene. So
Break it down.
So if you're watching on YouTube, you'll see us like glance off camera quite a bit because we're watching this on the Disney Plus, watch with your friend. What's it called? Share something? Watch together?
If you wouldn't have said anything, I could have told you. Group watch.
Group watch. So we're doing that thing. And so
Share watch together.
Close. It's close.
What is that called? It's a chair. It's a car.
Yeah, you
You're
get a bunch
talking
of
about a car.
It's a Loki orgy if we get enough of us together to watch the whole thing. Just
Or a
big old-
orgy.
a lorgy. But yeah, so we're watching this and we're taking things scene by scene, and that allows us to sometimes catch things that we don't catch through our first or second watching because we're right here, like really close to the TV screen. We have subtitles on so we can catch little tweaks and things in the dialogue that may not be caught. So, an hour-long episode of Loki will typically take us about an hour and a half to cover, if not longer, depending on, how hard we get squirreled going through the whole thing.
Which is often.
So this isn't a short run, but it's a detailed run. So you guys, hang in there with it. I think you'll enjoy it. And all right, back to Asgard.
And buckle up.
Buckle up, Buttercup.
And we crack each
ride.
other up a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And ourselves quite often.
Lots of dick jokes.
Lots of and butt jokes.
Mm-hmm.
And fart jokes.
Fart jokes.
We're dudes.
Sometimes testicles become involved. It's what you would expect.
I'm not gonna apologize.
Mm-mm. Never.
Okay, so we start off on Asgard, and we know from last episode, this confirms that Sylvie says who she is, that she is a Loki.
Mm-hmm.
I still think that they're going with the Enchantress angle on it.
I think so.
But this proves she is who she says she is.
So you think they're doing, because Sylvie and Enchantress from the comics was not a Loki.
Right. She just got her powers from Loki.
So do you think they're just kind of meshing these stories?
I do.
They do that a little bit. I'm okay with it. I'm not going to get bent out of shape over it. It makes for
it's
more
been a really good ride so far.
Yeah, makes things a little bit more streamlined. Then you don't have to worry because shit's going to get crazy with the multiverse anyway. We're going to have variants of whatever. And so merging two characters that for simplicity's sake, I'm okay with it.
Well, and to be fair, Marvel has muddled the comics and Thor so much over the years. What do you really pull from?
I mean, it's its own, and we've talked about this too. This is its own universe. What do we say? It was like 99999. It's not 616.
Yeah, no, 616 is the prime universe that we know in the comics.
Yeah. And so I'm sure there's tons of people that get bent out of shape. Well, that's not how it happened in the comics. Actually, Yeah.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
So,
Cool flex, bro. But this is a whole different universe.
do you even nerk, bro? Do
Yeah. Do you even nerk, bro?
you even nerk?
Mm-hmm.
So, we see Sylvie playing with what looks like a dragon in her right hand, and then if you look real closely, and it helps when you have the subtitles on, she has a Valkyrie in her left.
Mhm.
That is part of an old, loosely based on an old North mythology story. And so, is this the Valkyrie we know right there? Could be.
I'm going to say yes. Just,
I'm going to say yes just because I want it to be.
yeah.
I have no other reasoning, but I want it to be.
I'm going to get my Easter egg list pulled up here.
Oh, that's a good point. And then all of a sudden, we see what do they call those? Time windows? Time door? DoorDash?
Call it a time portal. Let's call it a portal.
Okay, time portal.
Uh-huh.
We'll say it's a time portal. They pop out, and the person who pops out first, the hunter, is, what was her name?
R. Slater.
Dumbledore.
Something Slater. Ravonna?
Renslayer.
Renslayer. Yeah.
Renslayer, which is just one of the coolest names ever.
He called Mobius calls her something else, and I don't remember what it is. One is it's like Ravonna,
Snuggle Bunny,
Schnookums,
Snookums. But Renslayer, yeah, you look that up. Renslayer is there, and they arrest young Sylvie, a child. How do you do this to a kid?
Oh, they're getting ready to show you.
Yeah, this is very easily, apparently. She says, reset it.
Yeah, Ravonna Renslayer.
Ravonna Renslayer. Okay. Ravonna. Then they show Sylvie there, back at the TVA, and we see the seal for all time, always. Does that look like a little? Does the seal look like almost like someone with their tongue sticking out?
Let me see here. Did you go back to it? Kind of. It was more of a sword through a infinity style hourglass. What I see.
And what are the two things on the side? I think it looks like a face.
Eggs.
Okay, time eggs.
Yeah, those are time eggs. Those are the infinity eggs.
The infinity eggs.
Yeah.
The infinity eggs.
Mm-hmm.
With the infinity bonklet.
And you got some olive branches there, I'm going to assume, for,
good
peas.
tidings.
Yeah.
Those are feathers.
Or that.
Yeah.
Eh?
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Okay.
I'm totally wrong. So they take her to booking, and you can tell that she's just a scared little kid, because she sees this guy getting booked, and he's like, no, and they're hurting him, and she yells, help him. They take her to the booking guy, where Loki, said everything you've ever said is right here, and on the dot matrix printer.
Yep.
And here's something important to note. Do you see what the difference is between her and our Loki?
Well, she's a small female child.
Oh, good point.
Yeah. I don't know if you caught that.
That's a great point.
May have slipped past a lot of viewers.
Yeah, I probably did that. You listen to our show.
This is a type of content shit, I can't do it. The type of content you tune in for. I was doing so good and I lost it. Are her eyes different?
What the hell just happened?
What'd you do?
I don't know. I kicked my wire by accident, and then it
trying to summon the Demogorgon. Where do you?
I don't know what the hell happened. It switched everything on my deck.
Oh.
I should not stretch my legs.
Are her eyes different? No. Yeah. No.
Okay, it's not on her. Where I'm paused might be different than you. It's the guy at the desk.
Oh, okay. Well,
The
yeah.
Wish.com, like middle-aged Ryan Reynolds.
Okay, I'm looking at Mini Lady Loki.
Okay, forward it until you get to the dude on the desk.
The guy behind the big desk, or the guy that was taking the statement?
The guy who makes you sign everything you've ever said with a dot matrix printer.
Okay. Oh, is that? It's a different guy.
That's the same guy, isn't it?
Maybe. I go back and look at him again. I thought he was the guy from Shaun of the Dead for a second.
Nick Frost.
Is that
Yeah,
his
he
name?
kind of looks like him, doesn't he?
That looks like Nick Frost. Yeah. What's different? What am I missing?
Look at the stack of papers. Hers is barely there compared to our
Oh,
Loki.
Well, yeah, because she's only
everything
been
that he's
around
ever
for like
said.
8 years.
Right, but that's an Easter egg.
Is
It's just showing that, yes, because it's showing how young she was when they took her. She didn't have time to create a file.
It's like
And this
really
is
good
why
attention to detail.
And this is why she hates the TVA. And it would make sense why she, well, when we get to the next part, I'll come up with the next one.
Okay. He's got a 24-hour clock behind him.
Oh, he does, doesn't he?
Mhm.
It's not the 18-hour one that we saw earlier, was it?
I don't believe so, because you got 12 at the bottom. Yeah, it's good. A
Okay.
24-hour clock. So she's going to go through the metal detector of death. Yeah.
And you can see, if you look at it, see how scared she is. And then they do the little thing where they, the pictures and stuff. But if you look, it's all the scorch marks, which our Loki saw earlier, and the floor was kind of glowing. That just reminds you, again, she's just a little kid who sees that, I'm possibly going to get disintegrated if I'm not real. Just, it kind of puts humanity into this and just how awful the timekeepers are.
Now she's in court having to sit in front of Judge Pee Wee Herman. Say the magic word.
Variant.
Oh, God, we're so tired.
Yes, we are. But you know what? It's funny. So they go up. Sylvie bites.
That would be so messed up
What?
if they end up in some weird multiverse and it's just like Pee Wee's Playhouse.
Pee Wee Loki.
There's a Pee Wee Loki. There's a Cherry Loki. There's weird Lawrence
Zombie
Fishburne
Loki. Loki Licky High, Licky Loki Ho.
All the Lokis.
All the Loki. Do you need to go for a sec?
No, we're good. Almost had small child interrupt us, but he's moved on.
For those of you who don't know, childus interruptus is a real disease that we have.
Yep, trying to record or stream or nap or watch TV
or go to the bathroom
or go to the bathroom.
It happens. Go on dates.
Yeah. Maybe dates. For you.
You think I've been on a date in over a year, 2 years?
Your last date was whenever I came and saw you and your wife.
Well, that was a date with you, so that counts.
We gotta quit doing that.
You know what? I'll take it. I thought it was a good date.
Yeah, but we synced up twice in one show just now. I'm about ready to throw in the towel.
I know. He's my schmoopy.
All right, Judge Herman. So.
Oh, I'm gonna die if they send Sylvie to the basement of the Alamo.
Well, they're getting ready to make her like testify, and then you got
Renslayer.
You got Renslayer dragging her. You've got Wish.com Barack Obama towards the back. You got the chick from the Ring hanging out in the front.
Oh, that's great.
And then the guy on the left looks like the dude from towards the end of Parks and Recreation that was like angry about everything.
Oh, he does.
What was his name?
I can't remember.
He just yelled all the time. Anyway.
So look at that little, the little I don't know what they're called, the little banner that's behind Parks and Rec, dude. Not behind him, but the one behind that.
Oh yeah.
It looks like the Manos Hand of Fate master robe.
Well, the one on the bottom kind of looks like Stan Lee a little bit.
Yeah,
Just a little bit, not
I could say a young Stanley.
yeah, not the the gray one that we had been used to.
Let's face it, Stanley was old when we were young.
Well, yeah. Craig from Parks and Rec.
Craig. Okay, yes. I'll go
Okay.
with that.
Yeah.
But basically she bites Renslayer on the arm and stomps on her foot and twists away and runs.
Yeah. You think they developed some better protocols after this happened?
I don't know, because she's slippery and
This-
like
Full-blown Loki didn't make it that easy of a getaway.
no, not at all. Well, full-blown Loki's used to losing all the time though too.
We had a theory that Renslayer may be a timekeeper.
In charge of the TVA.
Yeah.
I still think she is.
But what about right here? This is her way earlier. She's just a regular minute man or woman. She's a minute person.
Oh yeah, good point. But I mean, what if she took over after that?
What if her okay, we'll get to that.
What if it was a variant of a variant?
Yeah. What if that's one of her variants, and then the variant or the one that we know from the other episodes is the true variant that's running the TV? There's so many. I hate time travel.
I do too. Sylvie grabs something out of her pocket, Renslayer's pocket, as she's running off. We can assume it's her V card.
Wait, what?
Her variant's card. Her variant.
Oh
card.
yeah, that thing.
The Pip Boy.
Mhm.
And then Sylvie opens one of the time. What do we call it? Time portal.
Yeah.
And runs through it, and next thing you know, we see Renslayer there with her eyes closed, waiting, and then the doors open, and then this fog rolls in. Did you knew what this was?
Mm-hmm.
Did you know what this was?
Well, we done seen it once before when they came up to them golden elevator doors.
Oh, that is true, bro.
That there Lady Loki and that there regular Loki feller, they tried to all bust in stuff, and then they got stopped.
Dang old Renslayer always over there going Loki variant.
I can do this all day long. Unfortunately, it comes way too easy for me.
Thanks, Cap. You didn't mean to do that, did you?
No, not at all.
It fit in.
Hey there, feller on your left.
on your left. Hey, feller. She's walking in, and we see the timekeepers. Is this the first time we've seen them? I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
And we see their eyes glowing, and like
a Rush video is getting ready to start.
ooh, yeah.
Ooh, well, no.
Maybe it's Geddy Lee.
And now that I said that, it kind of reminds me of oh crap, what was the song? Let's see here. Let's see if I can look it up just a second.
Tiptoe Through the Tulips with Tiny Tim. Maybe. There's a tiptoe through the tulips.
I got a video I need to send you about that.
Okay, yeah, send it to me. If it's appropriate, he'll send it through EGTN.
That little scene, just because I wasn't thinking it when I made the Rush joke, but if you've ever listened to Rush 2112, the song, like the super long song, 2112, or 2112, however you say it, whatever it is, like that kind of lines up a little bit with what we just seen.
Really? Okay, yeah. Send that to me. I want to see that.
Yeah, you just have to listen to the song, but yeah.
Yeah, I will listen to that on my list.
Mm-hmm. Carve out about 20 minutes. It's a long song.
Is it really? It's one of those long operatic songs from like 70's, 80's?
Yeah, very prog rock stuff. Get the lyrics out when you have it. Anyway.
Okay,
that's a whole nother thing.
Next thing you know, Renslayer comes walking out, and we see Mobius there. And he's like, are you okay? And she's like, no, Mobius, I'm not.
No, Mobius.
No, bad Mobius. And, they're just talking. He's like, they can't blame you for this circumstance. And she's like, they do. The variant was right here. But what if she got to the timekeepers? And
Slater's a Loki variant. Anyway.
Oh. Well, I told you already who she's supposed to be based off of.
You did? I forgot.
Yeah. She was a princess on a conquered dimension, which King the Conqueror ended up really liking her. He brought the Avengers there.
Ended up having a thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
you're probably
she's got
right.
like a code name too.
Sharon.
Sharon Needles. That's a drag queen. It is.
That'd be a great GTA RP name. You're gonna be like
Sharon Needles.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna reference that. I'm sorry. Lily and I are fascinated with drag culture right now. So it's just fun.
Mm-hmm.
Accept it, you people.
Yeah, accepting.
We are. I really love this line right here because this line resonates throughout the entire series for me.
Okay.
The timekeepers are all that stand between us and full-scale calamity. Because that's, to me, showing, this is how important the TVA is. This is why we do what we do. This is a means to the end. Like when we have to kidnap little kids, they're variants. It's going to be full-scale calamity if we don't. So that's kind of what it means to me.
But is it? I bet we find out.
Oh, let's find out together.
Okay. Probably not this episode.
You go, okay.
I'm down.
I'm down. And basically, this is Mobius just saying, hey, let me help you, but I need access to C20. C20 was the one from got captured and was in the restaurant scene.
Yep.
To begin with.
Got enchanted. She had the dreadlocks. Pretty cool character.
And this is the one that Sylvie told Loki last episode that, she was there hundreds of years before she was a hunter.
Uh-huh.
So, and she's like, I'm sorry, that's impossible. Look, when we found her, she kept saying, it's real. It's real. Over and over. I need to find out what that meant. So this is Mobius just pleading, let me have access to her. I'm the detective, time detective. Let me talk to her.
Mobius, time detective.
Dun, dun, dun.
Wish he had his. I would root for his own show now of time detective stuff.
Oh, I would love.
But with
Jimmy Woo and Darcy in there.
But I wanted to keep this same feel, and it would have 70s cop detective music, which is really close to 70s porno music. Like there's not a whole lot of difference between.
It was the 1st of December.
Mobius.
Jimmy Woo.
I can't.
And Darcy.
I was just trying to do the Master Ninja theme song.
Yes. I was doing the Mitchell.
Oh, well, it meshed. Master Ninja theme song.
We watched last night, speaking of MST3K, we watched Final Sacrifice last night with Zap Rousdower.
Rousdower!
Do you think there's beer on the sun?
One more sacrifice. Okay, but this is the final one.
Oh, that's such a good episode.
Mm-hmm. He's like a Canadian superhero.
He was.
Rousdower?
He died this year.
Huh?
He died this year.
He did?
Yep.
Oh, hold on. I gotta text my buddy. Carry on.
Died.
He'll be sad.
He just died. You gotta be part of this MST3K group I'm in, because the guy who directed Time Chasers, he was the little fat guy who was like the boss, he's in it, and he just posted this week about how he loved being Rift and he wanted to be on there contrary to like someone wrote a wiki article saying that he hated it and he defended it, saying, "I love this." And I'm like, he's in this group. The little girl who plays, what was it, Jackie in Manos Hands of Fate, the daughter?
Uh-huh. Oh yeah, you told me that
She's in the
she was in
group.
there. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
I got to talk
Rousdower.
to her a couple times.
Zap Rousdower. That was his first. Man,
Yeah.
that's sad.
I don't know what he died of.
Denim overdose.
What, a denim overdose? Is there ever too much denim?
Yeah. Oh, I just texted my buddy. We watched this like 12 years ago, probably. His first introduction to Mystery Science Theater, and we watched Final Sacrifice. I haven't really talked about it since. So it's been at least a decade, and I just text him, Rousdower died early this year, and all I get back is, no!
Well, at least he has good taste.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I feel bad. He's sad.
Well, tell him you're welcome, and my life is now complete.
Mm-hmm.
I made you sad. Mobius telling her, look, I know there's protocol, but she could have information. And then she goes, she's dead, Mobius. And he's like, what? And the variant she enchanted C20 scrambled her mind. Then where is it? Then she says, I don't get it. She seemed okay. She seemed fine. We'll talk about it after this explanation. But by the time she got in here, she could barely speak. She made it seem like she was catatonic. The decline was steeper after that.
Yep. She just totally lost her gourd.
And here's the thing. We know this is a lie. Sylvie said, I can only control people for a little bit. Yeah, sometimes it's really easy, but the smarter ones, more intelligent ones are harder to control.
Yeah.
And she doesn't take their minds. What did she say with the intelligent ones? It's more like a co-inhabit the mind.
And she pulls old memories, and like she can't plant anything that's not there.
Right.
Now that could have drove her crazy, realizing old memories, but I didn't believe that. I didn't believe Renslayer's explanation at all.
I don't think anyone did at this point. Mm-mm. Well, if you did, okay, cool. But she's lying and you're wrong.
Yeah. Spoiler.
You're wrong.
There's going to be a lot of spoilers. You haven't watched the episode yet. Choaf.
Oh, wait. We can't go after him like this. He gets sad.
Okay. Sorry, Choaf.
No,
not
we're
sorry.
not sorry. No. Watch the episode, Choaf. Thank you for listening, Choaf.
So Mobius looks distraught.
He does look distraught. And then we're back on, what's the planet called?
Lamentus 1.
Lamentus 1, right? The Kree planet, wasn't it?
The moon.
Okay, so Mobius looks distraught. Where are we going with that?
That was it. And we cut to this scene, and we see Loki and Sylvie converging upon each other. And at this point, I was running with the theory that you gave me that maybe Loki had snatched a time stone.
Mm-hmm.
And I was telling my daughter about that. She's like, "Ooh, yeah, because it'll work there and it won't work." Yeah, she catches on so much. I'm proud of her.
So there's another theory I was reading about too.
Okay.
I forgot all about this, but Loki does have this. Loki has telekinesis also.
Oh.
So someone's saying, maybe they just increased his power.
Maybe the gravity was lower.
Yeah, but
I don't know. I'm just reaching for whatever.
I'm like, well, yeah, that could. I'll go with that.
Hmm.
But telekinesis is, like in the words of Jack Black, it's mind bullets.
Telekinesis, Kyle.
It's the power to move you. History of Wonder Boy.
Young nasty man. Rickadoo.
Rickadoo. He knew where I was going with this. But
I'm so happy about it too.
Yes, as far as I know, telekinesis can't push the smoke back in. Like, I mean, it could push it back, but not like to where it was resetting itself.
Right. It can move the more solid object, I guess.
Or it can, you can create the like force bubbles.
Maybe he wasn't worried about the smoke. He's more worried about the building.
I don't know. I mean,
he needed all of his telekinetics.
All the telekinetics
to push it up there. Yeah.
Okay. So the part that I'm paused at was Sylvie here. She looks very distraught too.
She does.
I think I agree with you now. Like from this angle, she does look like Tom Hiddleston a little bit.
They made a really good match there of, similar, facial features.
Yeah. I don't know what it is either. It's like maybe the way she does her face, like the facial expressions, but it does remind me of Hiddleston.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the nose a little bit too.
A little bit.
And they're sitting there as the planet is literally crashing into the moon.
Yep.
And she says, I remember Asgard. Not much, but I remember.
We're having a moment.
That was a big sneeze.
Bless you.
Thank you. She's basically just telling our Loki, I remember Asgard. I remember my life there. Kind of. I was little when I was taken. I think she was like 8, I think what they said.
Mm-hmm.
The universe wants to break free, so it manifests chaos. Like me being born the goddess of mischief. So she's saying the reason that she thinks she was taken as a variant,
mm-hmm.
because instead of the god of mischief, she was the goddess of mischief and brings chaos. And I think that's a good analogy for Loki in general.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's a little bit of foreshadowing for the next few minutes.
Yeah.
The universe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. She started talking about it like bringing chaos. I expect her to like get out of like her hand, have Loki put his hand out and like little drops of water. And,
right.
Chaos theory. Never mind.
No, I'm with you.
No, that's cool.
No, I'm with you.
I could have made that one land better.
I had a little issue here. I had to not pay attention for a second.
It happens.
A little issue, so that's about 4 ran out.
Oh, yep. Got one of them running around somewhere.
I'm with you. Just so you don't feel alone. I'm with you.
Oh, God. Chaos. Soon to ensue.
Okay. So, as soon as that created a big enough variant, created a new timeline, TVA showed up, erased my reality, and took me prisoner. And, she's hurt by this because that sucks.
Yeah. This has been her whole life on the run.
From the time she was 8 to however old she is now.
38.
Is that what it said?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. 38. 30 years, we'll say. Said she sent up a smoke flare because I'm not supposed to exist.
Everywhere she went, there was a Nexus event.
Because she was a Nexus event.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't even pick up on that.
She was a variant, so anytime she interacted with anything, it would cause a Nexus event.
And so they had
she wasn't supposed to be anywhere. And then she ended up going everywhere.
Which sucks. Okay. This is a beautiful scene.
And so go back. There's our little screen grab right there. Bam.
With the stars and everything and the planets.
Mm-hmm. Yep, we're at 8 minutes and 33 seconds of the episode, and this is just a really cool scene. You grabbing it? You getting it?
Yep.
That's her post picture.
It. I like it.
Yeah.
That is a great, great picture.
So they're talking, they're using all their time travel
doohickery
to try to figure out where they're at, and they're not finding anything. And they've got so many apocalypti, whatever.
A pocket tipper, tipper.
Hip hop anonymous.
Hip hop anonymous. Damn you! You always give him the easy ones.
So they're searching hard, and they're not able to find anything. Of course, they're saying, we will. And they cut back to Lamentus, and you see, now the planet's hitting the moon. You got some big rocks. It's death and destruction and
Bigger
Armageddon.
than big.
Yeah. I don't want to fall asleep.
I don't want to see you dreaming.
So now they're asking, she asks, what do you think makes the Loki a Loki that we're destined to lose? And,
I love that line.
Yeah, he's like, no, we may lose. How does he say it? We may lose, sometimes painfully. And when he said that, my daughter's like, yeah, like when the Hulk was slamming around, bam, 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 bam.
She's not wrong.
Yeah.
And he's like, but we don't die, we survive. That's what a Loki is to me. They're survivors.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, so look at Loki's history. He was taken from the Frost Giants and raised.
Yep.
He was the survivor. He always finds a way to survive.
The scrappy little god of mischief.
Yeah, he's a scrapper. Everything comes up Lokehouse. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Something about that speech right there just kind of hit me. I'm like, yeah, he's right.
And he's talking her up too, saying like how good a job she did. You ran rings around the TVA. You're amazing. You've done great things. And then she touches his arm. Boop, boop, boop.
And then it's like, we got something. And then when she touched his arm, we see a spike.
We're going to make a joke about that, or are we just going to let that one run?
No, go for it.
I can't do one. This is not.
After she touched him, he got a rise.
Yeah. Yeah. Getting such a Nexus event right now.
Ooh, I've got a Nexus.
That's such a Nexus.
Wait, this shouldn't exist right now.
And then they hold hands. Bum, bum,
Yep.
bum. Well, I mean, they're about to die, so you're probably...
They're about to die. Okay, did you think there was... Lily and I looked at each other at this point when we go, did you think there was a weird sexual tension there?
Oh, yeah. Like, from almost the very beginning.
Yeah.
I mean, not when she initially tried to kill him, but like a few seconds after that.
Well, and then I know I mentioned it last episode, but seriously, so if they did it, would that be touching yourself?
Well, I mean, what does Loki love more than anything in the world?
Loki.
Exactly. It's a perfect match.
It is a perfect match. But, and I mean, technically, if you think about it, it's the whole time play thing. It's not technically himself.
It's not. But it is.
But it's not.
But it's not.
But it is.
Mobius addresses... Well, okay, we'll get to that.
Well, yeah, well, not that Mobius is in a dress, but he addresses the situation. We'll get to that.
So, yeah, so they're triggering some readings. Breathing heavy, staring each other eyes. They're having a moment. And so, have you ever seen a branch like that? So something major is, which we know is them interacting with each other.
It's almost a 90-degree branch too.
Yeah, it's like,
every other one was a gradual climb. She got an immediate rise out of him.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, we see 2 time doors open up, and then Sylvie's cuffed, and so is Loki, and they're looking at each other. And Mobius just has this. Does he look distraught? Does he look distraught? Almost
distraught
Mobius?
and slightly disgusted.
Yeah. And he's like, if you have a quip, come on, say it. And it's like, and I love this part. And so Sylvie had like 4 people around him. Loki only has 2. And Loki goes, by the way, I should have an equal amount of security around me. This is insulting.
And I wonder what that set was like with him and Owen Wilson. They had to be
cracking jokes.
Oh, yeah. Owen Wilson's freaking hilarious.
Well, like this when he goes, I can't remember who said it first. One of them goes, "You betrayed me," and the other one goes, "You betrayed me."
Your face.
It was Loki who said that. He's like, "Grow up," and he goes, "You grow up." He's like, "You're not really a god of mischief." Loki's like, "Oh, here it comes." He's like, "What am I? The god of self-sabotage? Yeah, the god of backstabbing. Just kind of an asshole and a bad friend," is what he said.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, "Yeah, chew on that for a little bit." And then we see a new type of time door. Usually the time doors we see are yellow.
Yeah.
This one's red. So I immediately knew this was bad.
Yeah. I thought he was going to go through. Okay, so they usually go through the yellow portal. Right. Like what you said, that's their normal travel portal. But this, obviously something different.
Mm-hmm.
I think Mephisto, because it's red.
Oh, yeah, I think it was Mephisto. And I think Reed Richards tuned the Pip-Boy.
Mm-hmm.
I like your theory, sir.
Heard it here first, folks.
Mephisto. Wait, gotta do the
Mephisto.
I hope he sounds like that.
And not like
Hey, I'm Mephisto.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, everyone.
Wish that would actually be hilarious. It looks all imposing and like about to destroy, destroyer of worlds and representative hell itself. Hey guys.
Hello, I'm Mephisto. You can call me Betty.
Yeah. I would love that so much more. Just because of the amount of people that it would piss off. And it would be hilarious to hear. You listen to Marvel? Make it happen.
Make it happen. So we can say this kind of crap because we know what pisses nerds off. Because we are nerds. We know what pisses us off.
Mm-hmm. But just sometimes it's just so fun to see people get riled up.
Oh, it is.
It's like we're pre-trolling.
We're getting there.
Yeah.
And he tells him, "Mobius, I got to tell you something." And he's like, "One last desperate trick from a trickster." He's like, and he goes, Loki looks at him and goes, "Mobius, the TVA is lying to you." And he's like, "Good try." They throw him in.
Mm-hmm.
And then Loki's like, seriously, I'm back in Asgard.
Yeah. Nice little patio. Right, somebody gonna bring you a margarita.
And
but
then
nope.
In walks Lady Sif, who we haven't seen Lady Sif since.
That's a good pause too, with his hair. I hope we're paused at the same part.
Is it where he's like got his hand out, like very Karen stance?
Look at his hair though.
Take a picture of it because I don't know mine's. It looks like very 70's, like Bozo the Clownish.
Okay, well we're at a slightly different point, and this is so much better. I'm getting this for you real quick.
I'll show you what I got.
Oh, I got a glare. There we go. That'll work. Hey,
Use your mouth. Use your mouth.
Ah.
All right, I'm gonna send you which part I was.
Yeah, because you can't really screen cap this stuff.
Okay.
For some reason, they're weird about that.
Okay, so
yeah, mine's
we
better.
see Lady Sif. The last time we saw Lady Sif was it the Dark World?
Maybe.
We saw. Yeah, that one's very Pantene Pro V.
Yeah.
See, mine looks like a Karen hair.
Yeah, my Loki hair is better.
It's way better. But we haven't seen her in a while. She showed up in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is no longer canon. So that's gone.
No point in me even watching that then.
They say that she was banished by... The reason Marvel gave was they said that when Loki was pretending to be Odin, Lady Sif knew, so he banished her. And then the snap happened, and so she was gone for 5 years. The real reason was she was working on her television show. So
fair enough.
Which I love Lady Sif. I think she's gorgeous and she's an awesome warrior. I really liked her.
We're getting ready to see some badassdom by her.
Yes. So she said she comes into the room holding looks like part of her hair. And what did she say?
I was over on my Easter egg. She's like, you and Loki's, Sif, and she calls him a conniving, craven, pathetic worm. You did this while she's holding the hair in her hand. Did she slap him or punch him?
She slapped him with the hair.
Yeah. So okay. So Loki gets B slapped.
L slapped.
Yep.
They call it getting Loki slapped.
Mm-hmm. And then she tells him, "I hope you know you deserve to be alone, and you always will be." Ouch.
Ow.
About saying some things, you just going right for the jugular.
I know. And Loki's like, all right, a bad memory prison. How quaint.
Mhm.
And then she knees him in the balls and punches him in the face, and he's on the ground.
And like at this point, my daughter says something. She's like, "Oh, bad memory prison. I hope Hulk shows up and just starts slamming him around."
She really likes that, doesn't she?
Mhm.
And then
But
Loki's like,
that's not what happens at all.
no. And Loki's like, all right, I'll just go have I remember what happened to this. Got a bit of glass or, bit of wine, took a bath and forgot that it ever happened. And then Sif comes in again and does the exact same thing again.
So this is
with
basically
the exact same lines.
Yeah, this is basically Groundhog Day Asgard edition.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
And then Loki's on the ground and he gets up and he's like, time loops. How lovely. So it's not a bad memory. It's a time loop.
Yep.
And then in comes Sif again, goes, you conniving, craven, pathetic worm. Slaps him with the hair. And she starts saying, and he's like, you're right. I deserve to be alone. And he starts telling her she's a construct of this organization that controls time. And he's like, trust me and help me escape. And then she puts her arms on his shoulders and he's like, okay, good.
She's tall.
She's very tall because Tom Hiddleston is tall.
Yeah. I mean,
She knees him in the balls. And
some heels and some soles on those shoes, but she's still pretty freaking tall.
Yeah. So, flash fact, that was based off of a Norse tale where Loki, when she was sleeping, Lady Sif, changed the color of her hair. It should be yellow, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
But then he turned it black.
Ah.
So he didn't cut her hair. So that's based off of a old Norse.
Oh, yep, I see the thing here. And in the mythology, Sif was actually Thor's wife when that happened.
Oh, was she? That's why there was such the tension between the chemistry, I guess, during the first couple of movies. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Next thing you know, we see Mobius in Renslayer's office. And he's like, I need to talk to the variant. And he's trying to explain why. And he's like, if I think there's a mastermind here, I don't think it's Loki. I don't think it's my Loki. She's like, work your Loki and figure out what caused that spike. Timekeepers are watching, Mobius. He's like, they're always watching. Work your Loki, work your Loki. That ought to be my mantra. He leaves. And then we see, what is that, B-15?
Yeah.
She's like, you all right? And she's talking to Mobius. And you look out of the 4 guards that are there, one of them is bleeding from the mouth, basically.
So did you read up about the little possible Easter egg nod here of Time Theater 47?
Isn't that just a nod to those guys who said that, who did that big study, those nerds who did the big study, who said 47 appears throughout every sci-fi thing, just a number of times that stuff happens. Tried to find a correlation between it, and that also references Star Trek, I think.
No. At least that's not what I found.
Oh, what did you find?
What I came across, let me find it here. I think, was it 42 is the meaning of life, or the answer of life. 47, what Screen Rant had come up was could allude to Marvel's What If number 47, Released in 1984, this sideways story is all about what might have happened if Loki had taken Thor's hammer.
Oh,
And given events later in the episode, the comic could be referencing some foreshadowing.
oh. So
There you go.
I thought it was because there was this study done by these two nerds about trying to prove that I don't think it ever went anywhere. About that 47 appears like everywhere.
Hmm.
I think in Bleach, there's the main place is called Section 47. I gotta look that up.
Too bad we're not on episode 47. That would be great.
Oh, that would be phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
C15 or B15 says, "Aren't you supposed to be interrogating your variant pet?"
You good there?
Yep. Just a yawn. It's been a long day already.
It has been.
That's why we try and do them in the morning.
Yeah. On the weekend.
On the weekend. But you know what?
It's
good we're getting this one out of the way too.
Well, they changed their schedule up. Now
Yep,
they release these on Wednesdays. A little bit.
And they said they don't go gently, do they? And aren't you supposed to be interrogating your variant pet? And Mobius says, just stretching my legs. You know, we brought in Kree, Titans, and what, Kyle?
Vampires! I got so excited.
Yes, what does this allude to?
Twilight. No. This...
Oh, Edward Cullen.
Oh, we're going to have sparkly variants. Oh, what if... Okay, we'll get to that.
Maybe that's in the what ifs. We know what ifs is going to be.
We'll get to that thought. Vampires. And, you know, I didn't know this for the longest time. I mean, I knew Blade was a comic. I didn't put the two and two together. Blade was Marvel property. But when I saw this, I thought, oh, we're getting Blade, which has been talked about for a while.
And they think it's going to be Phase 4.
Thinks me Phase 4?
Well, think about it. We had the Darkhold already.
Mm-hmm.
There was a 90s comic called The Darkhold Redeemers, which featured Blade and his company, Hannibal. I forget what Hannibal's last name. He was a vampire. Blade and why can't I think of the other guy's name? But they were the Darkhold Redeemers? They were vampire killers, basically. Killed the supernatural. And we've already seen the Darkhold in WandaVision.
Mm-hmm.
So
it could be. Who do you think? Have they even talked about who may play?
No.
Blade.
No. They have that under wraps.
Wonder who.
I guarantee you, they've already filmed his part somewhere.
Oh yeah, like he's going to pop up
somewhere. But this also brings in other things like Kree. We already know Kree. Those have been introduced with Captain Marvel. Titans is not the Titans that you guys are probably thinking of. Titans live on the planet Titan, or the moon Titan, which is where Thanos is from.
Moon of Saturn.
Which is where the Eternals are from. They are the Eternals. The Titans are Eternals.
A lot of stuff happening around Saturn.
It is. It's not near Uranus, but it's near Saturn. That would have been a lot better had I got that out in one sentence.
Yeah, I mean, you tried.
I tried. A for effort. But I think that this is referencing the Eternals movie we're getting ready to have in less than 6 months now.
That soon?
Yeah, November. It's July. We are recording this. It's July 1st right now.
Mm-hmm. Happy Canada Day to all of our Canadian friends, by the way.
Is July 1st Canada Day?
Mm-hmm.
Happy Canada Day!
All you Canadians that follow us. We love you and your floppy heads.
We do. We had one Canadian listener.
Yep. Well, we love that one.
If there was two, we'd love you more.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'd love you both equally. We can't have a favorite Canadian listener. Nope. We can't show favoritism. But the first one, we probably love you more.
We'll buy you a pony.
Mm-hmm. And a jug of maybe some maple syrup.
Or some clearly Canadian.
Or
I think
send
you
it.
just
Oh
call it
God, I
water.
loved Clearly Canadian.
You know,
so
you can
much.
buy it.
I know it went away for a while, then it came back.
While you're down here, we might go get some.
I may have to do that. I want blackberry. Or
There's
peach.
wild cherry and peach, and there might be blackberry.
If you don't have blackberry, it's not even gonna be worth the trip. I won't even go.
Wild cherry is delicious though. It's just down the street. We'll go look.
Okay.
So there's our Easter eggs there. And why is it the two orphan demigods are such a pain in the ass? And B is like, yeah, but it was your idea to bring in the other one. And he's like, I'm happy to share credit for that idea. She goes, Mobius, did Loki say anything while you were in there? And he said, yeah, the TVA is lying to me. And she gets this really weird look on her face. And he goes, he's smiling. He's like, why? And she's like, nothing, just doing my job. Did she look weird to you right there?
She did, and then coming back and watching it again now, it makes a lot more sense.
It makes a ton more sense.
Yeah.
So Loki's sitting on the ground nursing his boys.
Scrotum.
His little Loki.
His little locuts.
His Loki. His little laughy sons.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, sis, you know, I cut your hair because I thought it'd be funny. He said, it's not. And he's like, I crave attention. This is the most real I think I've ever seen him be.
He got broke.
And he's like, because and he sighs, I'm a narcissist. And I suppose it's because I'm scared of being alone.
Oh.
And look at his eyes.
Oh, he's got abandonment issues.
He does have well, literally.
Literally.
Sith helps him up. She looks pain doing this. She helps him up. Loki grabs her wrist. She pulls him close. I love this part. She said, you are alone and you always will be. And then she stomps off. But at least she didn't kick him in the nuts this time.
Now, you figured out how to break the cycle.
Is leave my nuts alone.
Mhm.
And Mobius walks in. And was it you who pointed out his belt buckle, how big it is?
No.
I think it might have been Lily. Look at his belt buckle.
Don't they have the same belt buckle or TVA belt buckles?
Are they?
Loki's got one on right now. It says TVA on the belt buckle. See what Mobius has. I think they're the same because they got that same little squared off tie.
I wonder if he just borrowed Mobius's clothes.
Oh, maybe Mobius is a Loki variant.
He's the Loki god of water skis.
They pull him out of the Mephisto portal.
Of immortal.
Yeah. And you know, he comments on like fancy technology, the time loops. And so now he has Mobius's attention. And said, you know, the TVA is lying to me. And he has, you know, is this just like another Loki trick, or you know, what is it? And
yeah,
they start getting into some really cool stuff here. I think that either you talked about or I read, where he's asking, you know, are they partners? Are they working together? Who's what? You know, and Loki's like, no. And then he says, you know, she's difficult. She's irritating. She tries to hit me all the time. And
he kind of smiles a little bit if you saw there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he's like, no, we're not partners. And obviously, you know, unless it benefits you. So Loki's kind of playing the angle of he was in charge this whole time. I don't know why that was his angle, though.
He's trying to save her.
Yeah. Okay. Mobius asking, you know, what he brings up the Nexus event. What triggered the Nexus event? And what did he say?
He said, you think I'm going to let you have the only leverage I have? Because if I tell you, you'll prune me. Like, well, we reached a dead end. He's like, all right, go ahead.
One guy playing checkers, you old Mobius playing chess. And so he's getting ready to send him back in the hole. It's like TVA torture
He's like, have fun with Lady Sif. And Loki's like, no, 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 no.
Yeah.
He says, of course it was me all along pulling the strings.
So this is okay. I got ahead of us. This is where he really starts laying it on thick that he was in charge of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Basically, he takes her plan and says it was his idea, like everything that she was doing. Mobius asks about the variant, and he's like, "It doesn't matter. She's a pawn. That something very, very big is about to happen, and when it does, I'll dispose of her." And Mobius says, "Well, we saved you the trouble. She's been pruned." So the look on his face.
Yes. It broke that lie he was telling.
Yep, Mobius got the reaction. Mobius is very good at Loki and a Loki.
Maybe he is a Loki.
Maybe he is a Loki. He's a Loki.
Hunter B15
Loki.
stepped in. A Lobius.
He's a Lobius.
And he's like, B15 stepped in and pruned her. Looks like the superior Loki. He goes, I would have bet on her. And Loki's like, good riddance. But you can tell he doesn't mean that. Look at his eyes.
Yeah, Mobius is really looking him over. Like, really? Really? But And
like, go ahead.
Yeah, it was like, look at your eyes. You like her. It's like, you like her. Does she like you? And then now Loki's getting pissed. Like, was she pruned? And then they're back and forth. What caused Nexus event? And it's like, it's the apocalypse. Two variants of the same being, especially you, form this kind of sick, twisted, romantic relationship. I love this, how he explains it. That's pure chaos. That could break reality. It's breaking my reality right now. What an incredible seismic narcissist. You fell for yourself. So that's...
Yep, the whole point.
That's the whole point of it. But I like how surprised, yet not surprised Mobius seemed. He's like, I can't believe you did this, but I can totally believe you did this. Attitude.
It's not that he saw it coming. I think he just understands Loki.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
I'm mad that you fell in love with yourself.
Live, laugh, love yourself.
Laughy son.
Live, laughy son, love yourself, son. Wait, no. Laughy son?
Laughy son.
Whatever.
Oh. Whatever, it's Laughy son now.
That's the ultimate narcissist move. He fell for himself. Or a version of himself.
Which is just weird.
A cute version of himself.
Yeah.
I'll give him that. He's got good taste in himself.
Kyle's got a thing for Lady Loki.
A little bit. She's growing on me.
I think she's a great actress.
Yes. Yes.
And Loki goes, her name was Sylvie. Because he keeps calling her the variant. Ah, Sylvie, Mobius says. Lovely. How do you spell that? Is that with an I-E or just an I? And Loki yells, is she alive? And he says, for now. Loki looks relieved. And was infiltrating the TVA. Was that always part of the grand plan? He's like, our interests are aligned. Overthrowing the timekeepers, maybe they need to be overthrown. I had to box your ears.
I love that line. That's something
that's a dad line.
I haven't heard in so long. I haven't heard somebody say, I want to box your ears.
Yep.
I haven't heard that probably since the 90s, which makes sense. With Mobius.
Yeah.
That's stuff my grandma used to say to me. Like, get out of the fridge or I'm going to box your ears. I'm like, I'm hungry. And all you have is pimento cheese and liver loaf. I'm really upset about this, Grandma.
And then I'm going to box your ears.
Yeah, I'm going to box your ears.
What if he's brothers with Pietro?
Does that make him Phobius?
Phobius?
That sounds scary.
It does sound scary.
Phobius. Ah!
Phobius wins.
Phobius Maximus. Phobius wins. Friendship.
Mobius wins. I like that one. Good one.
Go with that.
Mobius might make another appearance.
I hope so.
Here we go. Now you've already.
I hope
told
we
me
see
about...
Pietro though. God, there's so many things. just ready for Multiverse of Madness because I think that's where all the stuff's going to come out.
I do too. But we have to wait till next year.
Son of a bitch.
Because it's like May 2022, I think.
I don't know if you guys can hear me angry exhaling on my mic, but I was not having to wait that long.
I think when you yelled "son of a bitch," they heard it.
Yeah, well, I'm just adding to it right now with my angry exhaling. No, that's a frustrated exhale. The more, it's the nasal exhale.
Oh, the nasal. Okay.
Of anger, yeah. Dragon's
You learn
breath.
something new every day.
Mm-hmm. God, no, I want it to be now.
I want it now.
I think I'm more excited about that movie than anything right now.
I don't know. Spider-Man's going to be good. Eternals is going to be good. Black Widow is next week.
Yeah. I love Black Widow. Not as excited about the movie as I am about Multiverse of Madness, though, because I'm ready for all the things to happen. I want all the things.
I think Eternals is going to play a big part, too.
I think it's going to be a setup for it. But I think I'm planting my flag, the Multiverse of Madness, all the things, and that's where we're going to see mutants.
I'll go with that.
I think that's when we get the mutants. We're
calling it right now. Kyle called it. I'm going to ride this.
Yeah, I mean, we've already seen mutants.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're actually going to really, it's going to be...
I think they're going to use the M word.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Mansplain. Oh. Mutantes. Mutantes grande.
And then they bring in this guy, and he's a little short guy that's really hairy with these metal claws. They call him
Bogan.
Wolverine.
Wolverine.
He's the
Wolverine with his little short spiky claws coming from his knuckles.
Except it's a spoon, a knife, like a butter knife, and a fork that comes out of his wrist.
So he's like Boy Scout Wolverine. He's always prepared.
Yeah, then he'd have a corkscrew in the other hand.
Mm-hmm. Corkscrew, there'd be that saw and that toothpick that you can only use one time.
Oh, that would be magical.
Those tweezers that you can't pull anything out with. Yeah.
That would be so magical,
you
actually.
Lose them after the 4th day. Probably a compass in there somewhere.
You don't want to know where.
Scissors that don't cut anything.
They wouldn't cut dirt, but they'll give you a compass that'll kill a horse, just like in elementary.
Wait, what?
Yeah, like when you're in elementary, they give you scissors that wouldn't cut dirt, but they give you a compass that could kill a horse.
Oh, okay. I thought you were like retelling a story that happened. Like, did you kill a horse?
No.
And when you said compass, I was thinking of like the navigation compass. So in my head, there was a little Chris holding this compass, and there was this free-spirited horse running across the pasture in,
his name was Chop Suey.
Suburbia, where you lived. And you're just like, oh, this horse doesn't belong here. And just chunked this compass, hit him right between the horse eyes, and killed it.
And little Chris danced over the horse, gleefully giggling like a goblin.
Ha.
That did not happen.
Okay.
Oh,
well, I'm glad we can clarify that.
I was like Blix in Legend when I got the unicorn horn. Fire, fire, burning higher.
No, I've only watched that once.
Really?
Yeah, but I have watched it.
I've got the Ridley Scott version. It's so good. The extended version.
That may have been the one I watched.
Okay, it's so good. That movie's so good. Look at back to Mobius is saying what he calls him your little girlfriend, and Loki's like, she's not my girlfriend. It reminded me a lot of Chowder. She's like, hi boyfriend, I'm not your boyfriend. Chowder was a great show, by the way.
I love Chowder.
Oh, speaking of, there is a new show.
Robble.
What was his name?
God,
I can't think of it now. Robba, which was Bender's voice.
Yep. It was, what was his name in the show?
Schnitzel. So there's a new show getting ready to come on HBO Max, right? And it's about all the old classic Hanna-Barbera cartoon characters. Captain Caveman, Huckleberry Hound, Yogi, Boo Boo, Cindy Bear. what is it? El Blamo Kablooey or whatever his name is. Said Captain Caveman, like all those guys, right? Oh,
Yeah.
Jabberjaw.
I love the old Hanna-Barbera cartoons.
Oh, I did
When
too. They're like Laugh Olympics was one of my favorite things. I still
Laugh
got those
Olympics,
DVDs.
and they had the great whatever the race was called, where they raced across country.
Wacky Races.
Yep.
I have all those too.
Wow.
So this show is all these characters live together in the same town, right?
Okay.
Except it's going to be so messed up. And I'm like, I know this style of animation. It's written, directed by C.H. Greensplat.
Why do I know that?
I think it's Greensplat. The creator of Chowder.
Oh, okay. That's what I'm looking at here. Oh, that could be cool. You
Is
know
it
who else
C.H.
was?
Greensplat?
I'm looking. I gotta go to. I'm in cast. Yeah, creator C.H. Greenblatt.
Oh, Greenblatt. Okay.
And you know who else was in Chowder?
Who?
Tara Strong.
Who was she? Chowder?
She was Truffles.
Oh, that's I love Truffle. Such a great show.
And they had some. Tom Kenny was in it.
Mm-hmm. SpongeBob.
But my probably favorite voice actor of all time, John DiMaggio.
Yep.
Was Schnitzel.
Schnitzel. Robble.
I wish I could do
So,
that voice.
You know that this new Jellystone cartoon is going to be good because apparently the first episode, Boo Boo is a doctor and he's getting sued for malpractice.
When does it come out?
This month, I think. Maybe. I thought it was July.
Okay, I can get excited for this. Especially if HBO's got it. It sounds like it's going to be not like an adult cartoon, but not like a kitty cartoon either. Like,
I think it's going to be like Chowder.
okay. Well, Chowder had its moments. Like there was some stuff every now. Yeah. I could watch the crap out of Chowder. I may watch some Chowder tonight. Anyway, I'm gonna watch some more.
Too.
Watch some more
If
Loki.
we ever get through this episode.
I know.
Considering we still got 26 minutes left. And Loki's like, you're all variants. Everyone who works for the TVA, you're all variants. The timekeepers erased your memory. Why can't you see this? And he's like, she can access these memories through enchantment. And Mobius is just sitting here. He's like, so before this, you had a past. Maybe you had a family, a life. And you can tell Mobius is kind of thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like thinking hard on this.
And I mean, Loki was wanting to hang on to that little, like that was his trump card he was going to play later. And Mobius pushed him to the point where he finally just like, rah!
And he's like, good try. What a pair. He goes, wherever you go, it's just death, destruction, the little ends of worlds. Well, I'm going to have to close this case now. And because he's like, because I don't need you anymore. Or as you might say, our interests are no longer aligned. I'm like, that is a very Loki thing to say.
Mm-hmm.
Loki said, of all the liars in their place, and there are a great many, you're the biggest. Why? Because I lied about your girlfriend? He's like, no, that I can respect. I mean, the lies you tell yourself. And then they throw him back into the Sif hell.
Time brig.
I
like it. I was like, no, I can respect that. the thing about the girlfriend.
Yes. And then, then we see B-15 out here on the hall, and she just looks distraught with her helmet off. And then she looks, and it's like, did you get them all? Verify through deletion. One of the posters that's in there. And then they go back to it.
The very big brother.
Yep.
Mr. House from Fallout New Vegas looking.
Yep. She takes her little baton and she says, open the door, lights it up, the deletion baton. Yep. She walks in with it out, and Sylvie's just sitting there. It's like, hello. Oh, I don't know. Your name's and number. Can't read it from here.
I'm surprised she's not restrained, right? I mean, she's got the collar on, so I guess that works.
So they don't care. And then she gets in and, is defiant. B-15 puts the baton back, takes out the pit boy and says, "Come with me," opens a time portal, time door. And then they walk through it. And I thought that's what it was. What is it? The theremin? She's playing in her office. It's off an old tape player, like those old recording ones. You hear the music, and it's one of those machines that makes noise. Like there's no strings or anything, but it's like no, it produces like a noise vibrations, like based on your hand.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
It's what they used to make the alien flying saucers look sound like in like the 50s, 60s.
I can't do it.
No,
I hear
it's
it.
it's hard.
I hear it
but
up
you-
here.
Yeah, but you can't recreate it.
No.
And she's like, "Mobius, here, sign." He's signing the case closed. And she's like, "Case closed. Here you go. Cheers." And they're having a drink. She's like, putting this all behind us. And Mobius is like, "Amen." She's like, "If you could go anywhere, anytime, where would it be?" Mobius goes, "I can go anywhere, anytime."
Like,
And
I
she's
can go.
He's like, "I know, you know what I mean." And then he goes, "Why wouldn't you let me interrogate Sylvie?" She's like, "Sylvie, the variant, that's what Loki calls her. Why wouldn't you let me, question her?" She's like, "I told you we couldn't risk her escaping." She's like, "She wouldn't escape." He's like, "The other variant got away during your first interrogation, didn't he?" And Owen's like, "Ouch, Mobius."
Mhm.
She's like, "Come on, any timeline." He's like, "I like being here, working here with you." Do you think there's something more with them?
I think he would like there to be, or would have at one time liked there to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Once upon a
notice-
time.
Once upon a time. Notice what she does now is she's like, "Hey, because he keeps asking, harping on this. So she's like, "Hey, I received word from the timekeepers that they want you there too."
Mhm.
Like, notice how she just changed the whole mood. And Owen's like, "It's about time." Great. And he doesn't seem real impressed. And then he's like, "When did you first notice what was going on with C20? She's like, "Mobius, what is going on with you?" She's like, "The timekeepers are happy. Mission accomplished. It was just, she seemed fine." And Mobius definitely knows something's up at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, he's
And-
working these angles.
Mm-hmm. Like any detective would, She's like, "C20, the variant, all these questions, what are you getting at?" And he's like, "I don't know. Something just seems a little off." And it does seem a little suspicious. He keeps asking about that. And she's like, "Fine, you want the truth?" She goes, "I'm trying to protect you." And he's like, "What? Would you normally interview someone like her?" "Yeah, but the variant scares the hell of me, and I didn't want to see anything happen to you."
What's cool here is not to detract or
Go.
detour from their conversation. Just I noticed a filmmaking decision or thing. So she has the blinds in the back of her room, and they could have very easily just left that illuminated, whatever, and nobody ever knows. But I've noticed, like, you see the motion, like the activity of the city or whatever they're in, like going on behind her. You'll see like a little car fly by or something. It's like
I
a
never
little.
noticed that. Yeah.
Yeah, just start watching those blinds. You'll see just little attention to detail. There's always
Like
something
I
going
saw
on.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. I just thought
Like-
that was cool.
Go ahead. I got to take a potty break.
Okay. So you want okay. So
Keep going.
yeah. So that's what you wanted to hear. It's the truth. And she says, he's been spending too much time with Loki. So here we can see that Mobius is like really working his angle. And I'm surprised that Renslayer hasn't really caught on to it yet. But he is really good at what he does of trying to get the truth out of people. And she's trying to reiterate with him, like, what we do here, it matters. We're fighting for the sake of the timeline. We're also fighting for this, for us. Friends against time, allies to the end, which is probably some little saying in the TVA or something that they came up with. And, she says, "You've seen all of existence, same as me, so you know. Friendships like ours is uncommon." So she's trying to play to his heart a little bit, and he's still not buying it. Like, you can just You can tell by the look on his face that she's just feeling full of shit right now. She keeps going back to the sacred timeline. And, he tells her it was a good speech. And asks her, why was it so hard to admit that I was your favorite analyst? So he's kind of flirting her up a little bit, getting her loosened up. And he points to the sword, which is Sylvie's sword, and asks, what she's going to do with it. She goes to find a place on her trophy case that she has. And then he smoothly swaps out their little portal device Pip-Boy thingies without her noticing because her back's turned. And he mentions she's run out of room, and he's got what he came there for. I'm going to assume that he was planning on trying to find a way to get that from her. He gets his one drink. He says he's leaving. She seems kind of shocked. He's like, well, I had two, but I'm sure you're okay. And he just says he's exhausted dealing with all these Lokis. He's got what he came there for. He goes to leave the room. I think she suspects that something's up a little bit, but not really, I think she thinks something's up. And so then he leaves, and then they cut back to B-15 and Sylvie. They're back at the Rocksmart Hurricane Apocalypse thing. Sylvie thinks that she's there, she's wanting to fight, but B-15 is telling her, you were in my head, you saw something. And Sylvie explains to her, I saw your life for the TVA. She says it's a trick, and it's not. This is where Sylvie explains again that as she say here, she goes, I can't create memories. I can only use what's already there. The timekeepers took your lives from you, and from all of you. So she's reiterating that the timekeepers are all variants, and that they're the same. She's a variant, you're a variant, we're all variants. And B-15 wants her to show her. She reaches out her hand, and you can see like B-15 closes her eyes, and it's like a struggle for her. She's reliving all of her memories that she had before she went to the TVA, before the TVA scooped her up as a variant and basically, indentured her to work. And, she makes a mention, that I looked happy. So I'm thinking in that little brief amount of time, like she was able to relive so much in that little amount of time. And I think Sylvie saw this as an opportunity to really drive this home and gain an ally. And so she probably showed her the best that she could show her, is what I'm assuming.
Pause recording. Yep. Okay, and we're back from my little side detour. I got taken in by the TVA for a little bit.
We had a thing.
I'm not a variant, though.
Would you say you felt like you got pruned?
Yep. It sure felt like I got pruned. There was definitely some prunes in there. Hick. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Nobody else will know, but we'll think it's funny. I think it's funny.
I think it's funny. It'd be a lot more funny if it was you instead of me.
That's fine.
Okay, so Mobius is walking into the library, the research room where, Loki was looking for those books the first time through the microfiche. And he takes out the microfiche. This looks more like a 3DS or a 2DS.
Yeah, well, she's probably got the better.
She got the better Pip-Boy. And then he's loading the database on Hunter C20. And I like how it's all like completely like original Metal Gear 8-bit, like how they look.
Yeah.
I like that. Again, they've upgraded their technology.
Mm-hmm. They have the technology. They can upgrade it.
They just don't want to spend a lot of money. He's like, the mission to brief. And she's like, you're not hearing me. I was there. This is C20.
It's like a cutscene from Bionic Commando.
It really is. She goes, you know, the TVA, I had a memory. I lived down there. I know that bar. I had a whole life on the sacred timeline. You hear the interrogator calm down. It's like, no, why? I'm a variant. So are you. So is every single person in this place. I'm ending this. And then you see it paused, and you see Renslayer was the interrogator with this shocked look on her face. And Mobius is like, okay, Loki just told the truth. And the next thing we see, Loki's on the ground. I've heard it 1,000 times. You conniving, craven, pathetic worm. And Loki's in his own personal hell right now. He's like, what are you doing? Passing the time. He's like, do you care about her, Sylvie? I'm not sure if that's the word. He's like, shut up. Do you really think you deserve to be alone? And he's like, Loki, you told me to shut up. Like, I don't know. Well, you better figure it out quickly, because the next event the two of you created, whatever that connection is, can bring this whole place down. Do you swear she didn't implant those memories in Hunter C20? He's like, Mobius, no, I believe her. So I just have to trust the word of two Lokis, and Loki's thinking about it.
Well,
Yeah. He's like, how about the word of a friend? But he called him an asshole friend earlier.
yeah, it's still a friend. We got a lot of, I mean, I got asshole friends.
Yeah.
They're still friends.
So I hear.
Mm-hmm.
And if he's like, so if you want to save her, trust me, I got asshole friends too. And he's like, yeah, okay. He's like, you could be whoever, whatever you want to be, even someone good. And I mean, just in case anyone ever told you different. I love that. And Loki just kind of gives this smile. That's kind of what his mom told him.
Yeah.
If you remember.
You can do whatever. You can be whatever.
Mm-hmm. He walks out of the time prison, and there's Renslayer with a whole bunch of hunters. Like, hey, what are you guys doing here? And she's like, you got something in mind? He's like, yeah, got all the way down here before I realized it was yours. Like, so what's going on? And then Ben Stiller, time cop, grabs it from him. And then gives it to Renslayer. What? Look at the right there.
I can kind of see it.
A little bit.
A little bit. I just like how he didn't even look at him when he took it. He's just like,
I think his name's Mumbles.
Renslayer.
Renslayer TVA. He's like, so what's the problem, Ravona?
Ravona. Ravona.
Yeah. You know, he's trying to save
cherry
his
Ravona.
He's like, you know, if I could go anywhere, you know where I'd go if I could go anywhere? And she just kind of looks at him. It's like, wherever it is I'm really from. Yeah, wherever I had a life long before the TVA came along. And she kind of looked hopeful for a second there. And then she just got this scowl on her face. And like where I'm paused, it's a very Owen Wilson look. Yep. Ugh, it's Peruvian wormwood. You know what I'm talking about, Greg? Peruvian wormwood. And he's like, that's what I'd like to do. Just riding around on my jet ski. And she goes, prune him. And then all of a sudden, boom, Mobius got pruned. And Loki looks upset. So does Ravona.
Loki looked like he was about to puke.
Yeah. And then like his conviction came back and he's like, oh, no, you didn't, bitch.
No. Ravona.
Ravona.
Monty Ravona.
Hams over Ravona.
They're all going to get you, Ravona.
And your little Sylvie, too.
Mm-hmm.
We're so stupid. Loki kind of resists for a sec, and he's pissed. So I didn't think that they would prune Mobius at this point.
Okay, like less than 2 minutes before that happened. Less than a couple minutes before that happened, when I was watching this with my daughter, I actually stopped and restarted the recording. Don't know how I did that. I was trying to pause the thing. But anyway, I look at her and it's like, I like Mobius was talking. It's like, I bet they're going to kill him before like the episode's over. She's like, probably. And then it would just like instantly after that, like prune him. And she's like, oh, you called it.
Did she go, oh, daddy?
And she goes, oh, you said it's going to happen. I'm like, I didn't think it was going to happen that fast. Like I knew it was like, I'm scared to say anything else now because that happened like almost instantly.
You're a wizard, Kyle.
I am.
Wizard.
I'm a man witch.
He's a man. You are a hunk of man witch.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies.
That's me quenching my own thirst.
If you thirsty, Kyle's there to quench that thirst.
My slightly flavored sparkling water that I'm drinking now. I'm on this no caffeine kick. Trying
hard,
for like the
isn't it?
last 6 days, nothing but water and fizzy water.
Hard, isn't it?
It sucks.
Mm-hmm.
I feel better. I sleep better.
But
Yeah, but you know, those 15 hours of the day before I go to sleep suck.
well, I got lots of Alani Nui here.
Yeah, I'm drinking this fizzy water. Basically, it tastes like cherry
Fizzy water?
TV static. It really,
It tastes like TV static.
yeah. Every time
Must be the 7 o'clock time slot.
Adjust the rabbit
Saturday
ears.
morning cartoons.
I need to adjust the rabbit ears on my water.
We're very funny.
There's that.
She asked who was in here with her. And then they're like, sorry, ma'am, B15. And then she gets, Ravonna gets this look. Like, put on an alert for Hunter B15. She too has been compromised by the variant. Because she's in there with Sylvie, and Sylvie's just smiling. And how she knows she left because her hair is wet still.
Oh yeah, she didn't really think that out. Think that through.
So they're pulling Sylvie, and then they've got Loki. And she kind of glances over at Loki, and he goes, "Are you okay?"
And she's like,
And Ravonna goes, "I've got them from here." She opens the
very stern, evil walk.
Yep.
Where they kind of pause for a second, throw their shoulders back, and then dun, 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 all the way into the thing.
Do 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 do. They're in the elevator.
Yeah. Expect some Kenny G. Very awkward elevator ride.
It is. She's like, "What do you want to say to me, variant?" Ravonna to Sylvie, and Sylvie's like, "What was my Nexus event? Why did you bring me in?" And Ravonna's like, "What does it matter?" She's like, "It was enough to take my life from me, led to all of this. Must have been important." She just wants to know that it meant something, the reason why she was taken.
Yeah.
And Ravonna's like, she kind of gives this shit-eating grin. It's like, I don't remember.
She remembers.
Oh, 100% she does.
Ravonna's a lying bitch.
She have that bitch.
Bitch.
Time bitch.
I said, bitch. She is. Freaking liar.
She's a time bitch.
Time bitch.
Oh, Ravonna is a bitch. She's a time bitch. She's the biggest time bitch in the whole wide world. She's like, gracious timekeepers. Then we see the timekeepers for the first time. So, okay. If you were watching this for the first time, we couldn't understand what the timekeepers were saying. I had to turn on the subtitles. I know you always have subtitles on.
Yeah, because
I could not understand them. I hate when TV shows, they're like, "Oh, this will make their voices sound awesome," but it's to the point you can't understand it. Yeah.
Like, what? You want a Big Mac? What? Lake Titicaca. Oh, Chicago.
Chicago, the great Chicago. But we see the timekeepers just kind of floating there. And she's like, after all your struggle, the middle one, at last you've arrived before us. And I was looking, I'm like, none of them looks like King the Conqueror.
No,
Even though the middle one was supposed to be.
you got double mustache man. With this,
Oh, it is a double mustache, isn't it?
yeah.
He's like Muppet Aquaman. I mean, kind of.
Fish person.
Fish person. Like, what do you have to say for yourself before you meet your end, variants? That was the second one. And then the third one, he don't say much. He just kind of nodded his head. It's like, oh, he's the pretty one.
Yeah.
We don't let him talk.
It's the worst boy band ever.
Huh?
Time keeping your heart.
Time keeping my heart when I'm with you. When Lokis are apart, don't think it through.
I'm trying to think. I'm working on it, and it's not going to land. I can't get it there.
I was thinking.
I was working on one really hard, and it just wouldn't. Nope.
Quit playing games with my time. With my time.
It's gonna be TVA. See, that's what I was trying to do. Like, it's gonna be May.
It's gonna be May. Gonna be TVA.
Yeah. That's what I was working in my head. And I was like, oh, this is gonna be terrible. I don't even want to say it. But you forced my hand. Now I look like an idiot. Now you made me look like an asshole.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
TVA's back. All right. Loki's like, I've been lost track of the number of times I've been killed, so go ahead. And then silent naughty dude goes, you and your bravado. You and your bravado are no threat to us, variant. Like, they just look, I know they're aliens, but they just look kind of funky. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. I got something for that.
Yeah. Okay, go.
No, not yet.
Okay.
When it's time.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that a time joke?
Oh, no. It wasn't.
I thought that's what you were going for.
No, but I mean, yeah.
You know how much I hate time travel.
I'm still...
And then Aquaman's just looking disapprovingly at them.
Mm-hmm.
I think, and then you get the static. She goes backwards. Sylvie does. I think you're scared, she tells him. And then the middle one goes, no, variant, you're nothing but a cosmic disappointment. Delete them. It's like, no, I'm not done with you yet. And Ravonna, keeps pressing the button. And then in walks B-15. And she presses this button. She's a cool pose.
Yeah.
And then releases their collars. And I love this part. I don't know why I like this part so much. They're smiling. She goes, for all time. Always. And then she throws Sylvie's sword at her.
And we get a good fight scene.
Oh, it's a great fight scene. Like, it's them versus 4 timekeepers.
Mm-hmm. You got Ravonna, yelling, protect the timekeepers. They're in the foggy mist. And, timekeepers, they're just sitting there, hovering in their little chairs, watch everybody fight. Sylvie is, like, kicking a lot of ass. Loki's back there parrying, parry, thrust, parry, thrust. Like, holding them off.
Repeat.
Uh-huh.
Rinse.
Now we got the Sylvie and Ramona showdown. Long time coming. And I like it. It looks like they did a lot of their own. Like, I like that there's a lot of close-ups. Mm-hmm. So you're not like, oh, that, because we know, like, oh, that's a stunt man or a stunt woman or a stunt person. But there's a lot, they do a lot of their own stuff up close. So either really good editing or really good on them on getting hands-on with it.
I think both.
Yeah.
And then Sylvie finally gets the better Ravonna, and Loki kills both his guards.
What is
Sylvie's sword?
Did she? Okay, so I saw she had Ravonna pinned down on the ground.
And then she knocked her the fuck out.
Yep. Oh, we went a little farther, didn't we?
Yep. Hold on. And he
she
says,
punched
"You're
her
a
out.
child of the timekeepers too, Sylvie."
And Loki hands her the sword back. He's like, "We can talk." Oh yeah, she slings the sword, and what happens?
His head knocks off and rolls down and sparks, and the other two cross their arms and then slump down.
So, the sacred timeline, the fabric of all reality, keeping everything on one path where it needed to go to avoid total chaos and calamity and everything they said, was ran by an agency that was basically a fucking Chuck E. Cheese.
The one on the right was Pasquale. And okay, if you all want point of reference, if you haven't watched this episode yet, Choaf,
Yeah, Choaf.
go look up Disney animatronic fails. This is what it looks like.
Is it like where did they go in Goofy movie?
Oh, where was
Who's
that?
the favorite possum?
Yes. Good reference.
Possum, 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 possum.
So, or like there's some like really broken ones that I watched YouTube videos on animatronics,
Mm-hmm.
and it looks like that. They'll keep singing and dancing even though they're down, or like their jaws broken, and so they just look demonic. And like there's this one where its eyes were rolled up in the back of its head, but the jaw was just moving. It was going, ah.
That's the stuff of nightmares. I'm gonna watch that before I go to sleep.
You should do that. Make sure you show that to the tiny human
You know, like, hey, check this out.
before he goes to sleep.
Yeah. I don't know. Even the oldest tiny human is like, that would freak her out because she still won't play Five Nights at Freddy's. Like, I let her play it once when she was like 9 or 10.
Right.
Yeah. No more after that.
Was that a mistake?
Depends on who you
A
ask.
little bit. So
I
what
call it
you
a
need
life
to-
lesson.
What you need to do in the morning or when they're dead asleep, walk into the room with just a flashlight, put it up, like I'm the leprechaun. Except go in, do that, and roll your eyes up in the back of your head and look at them, get right down in their face, and go.
I will eat your
All
soul.
I can think of is Garth going, ah! Sweetie,
leprechaun.
sweetie, sweetie.
I'm the leprechaun.
Trying to leave, but can't.
Oh, what did I do again?
I need to quit
Kick your-
kicking that.
Did you kick the cord again?
Yeah.
How is that making you? You're kicking. Oh, I guess my voice would change if I got kicked in the cord too. So probably not like that.
I need to put that cord. I need to put that cord up.
Hmm. Oh. So yeah.
Oh boy.
Robots.
So, robots.
It's like
And
Dog
Loki's like,
Patch
"Don't."
USA, but
She
in
picks it up and
space.
look. Do you see the mouth still moving?
Yeah, he's like, "Arr, arr, arr, arr."
She's like, oh, she's like fake, mindless androids.
So I'm trying to think of
And
where we would have seen this before, though. You know what I mean? Like, have we
Yeah.
seen similar technology used before? Like Sylvie's
Yes.
pissed because she thought
Yes.
she was at the head of the snake now, but nope, not at all.
no, it's like Nick Fury's life model decoys.
Mhm.
So they're looking. They're both. Yeah, Sylvie just seems lost now. Loki's
And-
like, Sylvie. She's like, not another pep talk, please. Like, no, I have to tell you something.
Yeah, we'll figure this
It's
out.
like, we will figure this out. Yeah. Like, how do you know? Because and this is the point. I'm like, he's gonna tell her he loves her.
I love me. I mean you.
I love me. This is new for me. And she's like, what? And he puts his hands on her shoulders and she's like, what is it? This is it. This is the moment. And then all of a sudden we see the time erasure hit Loki and he gets pruned by Ravonna. And Sylvie gets pissed. And she grabs the stick out of her hand and she about prunes her and she's like, do it. She's like, no, you're going to tell me everything.
She didn't, when he got pruned, she didn't freak out like I thought she would. She just stood there and watched it. Like, I don't know if she was in shock or what.
She was pissed.
But yeah. So now she's angry.
She's angry.
So we're on.
So now we get through the end credits.
Yeah, let's go. Because these are the same end credits. I don't think anything changed here.
No, nothing changed in this. But
we have
our end credits.
Loki.
And I had to tell Kyle there was end credits.
I missed it. Because there hasn't been.
Hence, I had to tell you.
I know. I'm glad. I should know to always check.
Loki wakes up.
Yep.
And he's breathing heavy. And
so
he's
to lead up to this, so because you didn't tell me, so like I said, me and my kid, we watched this. And then you told me like last night, and I was like, I'm gonna wait and watch, or I'm gonna watch him. I forgot to before I went to bed. I came home, rushed home. Like my kid, the smallest one, he's like, I want to watch Space Jam. I was like, we gotta watch some other stuff first. So I grabbed the other one. Like there was end credits. She's like, oh, okay. And so we get to this, and she's like, I knew it. Whenever we see Loki laying here breathing, it's like, I knew he's not gone. And you notice this, what he's saying.
He said, is this hell?
Yeah, but you see how it's spelled in the...
Yeah, H-E-L. It's like, because he would go to his sister's place, hell.
Yeah.
And he goes, am I dead? Then you hear this voice says, not yet. But you will be unless you come with us. And then he looks up, and then we have an alligator Loki, a kid Loki. Oh, went too far.
I'm getting it.
Classic Loki, and then a black Loki with Thor's hammer, Loki, if you will.
It is.
All right, Kyle.
Are we sure that's Loki, though? That's what we were kind of looking into some stuff, and I found it earlier. Now I'm going to have to find it again.
Kyle. Pause it. Okay, so we have Loki. So out of the comics, there is that's classic Loki, who's on the right, who's old man Loki.
Yeah. Because
that's his classic outfit with the helmet and the horns and everything. It's not the open horns that our Loki wears.
Mm-hmm.
This is the classic costume and like very cartoony. Kid Loki was because Loki got killed and he made a deal with Hel, his sister, to have him come back, and he had amnesia. Thor had to track him down and convince him who he was, and like this kid Loki didn't want to become the evil Loki anymore.
Okay.
Alligator Loki never existed in the comics. There are rumors swirling that there is a fuck ton of Thors and variants in Thor Love and Thunder.
Okay.
This could be a play on a couple things. I'll let you tell the other one that you found. But this could be, what is it, Throg?
So,
or Frog.
Who had this? The Rap had this, talking about Gator Loki. Kind of, they don't have anything other than a silly version of Thor from the comics to go on here. The best guess is he's a variant meant to be the show's version of Simon Walterson, a normal human in the Marvel Comics universe who was turned into a frog by a wizard and subsequently known as Puddle Gulp. Puddle Gulp teamed up with Thor, who had been turned into a frog himself, and ended up coming into possession of a sliver of Mjolnir. Puddle Gulp forged that sliver into a mini version of Mjolnir he called Frog Mjolnir, which turned him into Throg, the Frog of Thunder.
Which is a great... There's a whole universe of animal superheroes like Peter Porker.
Yeah. I've seen some of those. So this, they're saying like this could be a nod to that. They're saying the older Loki could be I'm going to pronounce it wrong. Ikol, Ikol. Where does it talk about Ikol, who is a companion of Kid Loki and a nuisance to Kid Loki? Could be lots of things, or it could be just exactly what it looks like, and we got some weird Loki variants.
And what's funny is Old Man Loki is played by Richard E. Grant. Richard E. Grant also played Doctor Who into like a play and then like a animated web series. He played the 9th and 10th Doctors, I think. Like one was like the Pretty Doctor or something. I can't remember what his official title was. And he's just a very famous actor, and they hinted that he would be in here because he accidentally posted a picture of him and Tom Hiddleston together on Instagram. He was
What do you think?
most famous. What I knew him from was he was in the Christmas episode, the Snowman episode of Doctor Who. He played the guy who owned the factory. So it's just kind of cool. Now, what are you gonna say?
So I'm trying to make some sense of their background, like their actual the background of the scene. What's behind them? You've got destruction. You have modern buildings. And so, like, I wonder if this is a place where all the pruned variants go to, and what it would be, and if it's something from the lore, if it's something new. Also, if you look at that version of Mjolnir, it's really like it looks like either a wrench or a piston driven into a piece of I-beam steel.
Yeah.
Part of the hammer. I don't know what's going on because it just ends right there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like old Loki's Merce too.
His little Merce.
Oh, Merce. So we know we're gonna have something big happen in episode 5 at this point.
Mm-hmm. We'll see all the Lokis. Maybe there's like an army of Lokis.
Oh, and they all descend upon the TVA.
Mm-hmm. So something kind of cool as I was looking through Easter eggs and different things that I wanted to bring up. Of course, there was the big 3 theory of androids, aliens, and wizards, but now we got vampires involved. But we also have androids. Okay. But something that I didn't catch on, and Screen Rant talks about this a little bit, that Loki has drawn parallels to the Wizard of Oz, particularly with regards to the timekeepers and unforeseen force dictating down to subservient population, just like L. Frank Baum's Emerald Conjurer. So as liberator from the land, Loki occupies the Dorothy role, and Sylvie as Elphaba, the Wicked Witch, with more beneath the surface thematic parallels and continue in the Nexus event. The most obvious homage yet, as Loki and Sylvie are marched to meet the Timekeepers, the show's own Wizard of Oz, are taking down a path glowing with yellow golden lights mirroring the famous yellow brick road. I didn't catch that.
I didn't catch that at all.
But that's really cool. It is a very... I'm seeing a lot of it now. And whether if it was a conscious decision to take from the Wizard of Oz, or if it just happened that way, I don't know.
I bet it was a conscious decision.
Think so?
I bet it was.
So I've been trying to figure out, originally the theme of this series, like, we talked about the last 2 series, WandaVision and Falcon Winter Soldier, now Captain America Winter Soldier, had a pretty solid theme that you could pick up on.
Right.
And this one, it had that, and I think it was just, for me, mainly influenced by the opening role and the Loki scroll at the beginning, like that very X-Files feeling to it.
Right.
And so that's stuck with me. But now reading what Screen Rant had said about the Wizard of Oz thing and people drawing parallels there, I can see that now. And even if it's just the man behind the curtain aspect, or the androids behind the curtain.
So Loki would be Tin Man.
Well, he's got the hammer, which not the axe, but who would be
Scarecrow? I'm guessing would be old Loki. Or Loki.
Well, they're saying these parallels it's been happening since the beginning, since the show started.
Mm,
People, so I'll have to go back and research that a little bit more. I got time.
yeah, for our next episode.
But this was a good one.
This was a great one. We keep saying this about every damn show we watch, but it keeps going uphill from here.
Yeah, there's been very. I don't think any of these short runs or these TV series or anything. I don't think there's been an episode where I was just like, I didn't like that. There's some I liked more than others, but I don't think because there's such short runs. There's no fillers in there. Everything's serving a purpose. It's a complete arc from beginning to end, and you're not having anything filling time
Right.
in between. Everything is very purpose driven with every episode.
I agree.
Which is great.
It's just a solid show.
No wasted screen time.
And it's doing its job. It makes me want more.
Yeah. And they're not and when I say no wasted screen time, and that's, there's nothing unnecessary there to fill the screen time either, as far as like action and all this stuff, that would typically keep you engaged and involved enough. Like they're not having to use that. They're doing great storytelling. The visuals are amazing. The little cliffhangers are perfect to make you ready for next Wednesday. So thumbs up. I
kind of think where it's going to go from here is Sylvie's going to hold Ravonna hostage to force Kang to come out. Because I think Kang is the one pulling all the strings still. I hope this is right. If not, I've wasted 4 episodes going on in this theory. Like Mephisto.
So the Sacred Timeline. Now, I've been saying from the beginning, I think the Sacred Timeline has a nefarious purpose. And it's not to avoid chaos. It's not to avoid calamity. It's to avoid a specific outcome. And so I think in one of these branches and one of these variants, and I'm going to steal some of your Kang the Conqueror stuff here. He knows that this particular timeline that he's keeping as the sacred timeline is the one where he's successful with whatever his goal is to conquer at the end. And trying to avoid anything that will cause any variance from that. That's what I'm sticking with.
Yeah, I'll go with all that. So we're both in agreement that we think it's probably Kang pulling the strings. Which I hope so, because that'll set up Doctor Strange. That'll set up all sorts of stuff.
You said they'll tie into Eternals too, right?
Eternals, Young Avengers, which we know is coming. Like, Kang can tie into anything because he's a timeline conqueror.
So interesting.
So now, Iron Lad was a young King the Conqueror, an alternate version of him.
So do you think that this is going to lead? I'm not seeing if this will lead to a bigger arc or not, or if this is going to be pretty well contained in like one phase.
Like, you mean Loki or
no, the timeline and Kang and everything getting all wonky or whatever, because I don't see them stretching this out past one phase. I foresee it being potentially the main focus, at least up to multiverse. And then we're going to wrap back into one main timeline again.
It could go a couple ways, because if they end up making Galactus the big bad for phase 4, he's the Fantastic Four's enemy. We've already seen the logo of Fantastic Four on reveal day. The way that they defeat Galactus is with the ultimate nullifier. That has to be found elsewhere. It's not found on Earth. Maybe.
I mean, I can't see them maintaining the multiple branches for the run. I see it branching off, coming back, and then you're going to have, this is the reality we have going forward, even if it changes events from, phase 1, 2, and 3.
Well, I'm wondering
it's probably
if this is how
going
to keep Loki.
Well, yeah, Loki's a favorite, and I made a comment. I forgot about this. This Loki went out the same way he took out Coulson, stabbed in the back.
Oh, he did. Well, he was talking to someone else.
Having a moment.
And if you remember, Loki's like, I don't like stabbing people in the back.
And he gets stabbed in the back.
Mm-hmm.
How poetic.
Ooh.
So yeah, there's a lot of ways I can see this going.
Me too.
And we're probably wrong about all of them.
100%.
Or we're going to be right about all of them. I don't know.
I'm going to say we're going to be right.
Listen to next week's episode to find out how wrong we are.
Out.
Do it.
With that, this has been Every Man's Guide to Nerddom. I'm Chris.
And I'm Kyle. And wherever you guys are, have a good night, evening, morning, day, whatever time of the day it is. And be good to each other.
See ya.
Nerdcore,
See
rise
ya.
up. It could get elevated. Nerdcore, could rise up. It could get elevated. Nerdcore used to be just a made-up word.